Last time we were going for drop down list and list control, and in the list control I have given you an exercise. You are having list 1, you are having list 2, and what was given is like that. From the list 1 you are going to select any elements which has been selected, and whenever you are going to press this button, a single right arrow key, so all the components or all the items which has been selected from the list box 1 needs to be deleted from list box 1 and should be added to the list box 2. And this double arrow key means what? All the items from list box 1 must be moved to the list box 2. This is the exact reverse of the last statements. So this was the last exercise I have given you. Now let us move toward the different list controls. We have gone for drop down list. The drop down list control is used when we want single selection from multiple options. At that time we are going to have a drop down list. Second is a list box control. That means what? If we want to have multiple choices among the different choices, at that time we can go for list box. Now again, in the two previous lecture we have gone for checkbox and the radio button. Checkbox means what? Only two states are there. Either checkbox is selected, means checked, or it is not checked. Means if you are having a multiple checkboxes and you want to allow that check your hobbies, or tick out your hobbies, or tick out the languages which you know. So these are the different requirements in which you can go for checkbox. Now the thing is that if you are having a list of hobbies in your database, and say around about 50 hobbies are there. Now what you want, that you want to produce a checkbox that check out your hobbies. So it is not a practical thing that for each hobby there should be one checkbox. So for that, a control which produce a list of checkboxes for the different items which has been available in the database. So again, it is like a list box, it is like a drop down list, but here instead of a simple list box, it is going to produce a checkbox for each list item. The same way you are having a radio button list. Again, the radio button means from the multiple choices you want to have only one choice. At that time you can go for the radio button. Say select a gender or select your branch or like that. But the list of branches there with your database is that from the databases you are going to select one branch among the multiple branches, then you need to go for the radio button list. So checkbox list and radio button list is the exact list control, but with checkbox or with radio button. So let us have the demo of radio button list and checkbox list. Let's add new page. Checkbox list demo. Checkbox list and radio list. Let me go for toolbox and see here. This is a simple checkbox. Here we do have checkbox list. And just give the ID checkbox list. It's a branch. Again, if you want to add the different items, you are just click over here and edit the items. What should be the text? Let's say computer engineering. So value we are going to have code, say CE. Then civil engineering. So say civil. Then mechanical engineering. engineering, electric engineering, electronics and communication engineering, so easy. Engineering. Okay. So again it is going to be produce a list control for you, but instead of a simple list control, you are having a checkbox list. Just view in browser. So here you are getting the different list item in checkbox format. So again, if you are going to check that it's a ASP colon checkbox list, the ID, and this is a simple list item such like drop down list or list control. It's a carbon copy. Now let's move toward the more precise practical, that we have one button control, one label control, and one button control. So set the name, show items. Now what I want is, okay, in the click event of this button, I want to display the items which has been checked, okay, and I want to show the same item into this label. So LBL message and enable use eligible false. That means what? I don't want the previous value to be there with the label control. So in this, for example, I need to have one loop. I need to have one for each loop, for each item in this checkbox list, and for each item I am going to check whether it is checked or not. If it is checked, then I am going to append the value of label control with the value of checkbox list selected control. So again, let us go and check whether what's the name or what's the ID of this checkbox list branch. So for each list item LI branch or simple LI, whatever the name you want, it's the name of the object, in checkbox list branch dot items. For each list item LI branch in checkbox list branch dot items. So let's say this is a list of items. So first, for each item, that means from this item to the last item is going to be moved. So first it is going to select this one, and again this is list item, and it is having two properties. One is value property and one is text property. Right now it is not checked. So this list item is going to be there with this object LI branch. Now just LBL message dot text plus equal to, let's go toward list branch dot text plus, just append this one, and list box branch, that's value, and or whether it is checked or not. Let's append one more thing. Right now I am not checking whether it is checked or not. I am just moving and I am going to the end of loop, but I am not checking whether it is checked or not. Li branch dot selected dot to string, and at the end of this one I am appending break. So each item is going to be there with the different lines. Now let us refresh this one and show the item. See, first one is computer engineering CE false. That means what? It is not selected. Again, civil engineering CI false. Now suppose I am going to select civil engineering and just show the items, then it is going to become true. That means what? I have externally just append the value of status, whether it is selected or not. So this, and how it is going to work. So again, let's debug this one, so we can exactly come to know that how it's working. And okay, first let's have an if condition. If li branch load selected, then go for this one, or else if it is not selected, then just write li branch false is not checked, is checked. Just I'm writing like this, so we can also, if you want to append, if it is checked, then span slash span style. Now let us set as a start page and let us debug this one. Set as start page. I'm just having breakpoint over here, and let us check whether how exactly it is going to be displayed. It's running. Now I'm selecting computer engineering and instrumentation and control. I'm checking these two things and just press the show button. Now the execution controls is over here. F10 for each item from checkbox list. This is a collection of different items. See, capacity it is at checkout. There are 6 items right now we do have. F10. First item is going to be selected into li branch. એટલે પહેલી item છે જે કેમ આવી ગઈ છે, one object li branch is there. Just આને તમે ચેક કરો તો એની ટેક્સ્ટ શું છે પહેલી વસ્તુની computer engineering, એની વેલ્યુ શું છે CE, અને whether it is selected or not, yes, true, it is selected. તો જો અહીંયાથી હું ચેક કરી શકું છું. Also, let me show you how we can get the immediate values. Build windows and immediate window. Suppose in this point I want to check the value of this one. મારે check કરવું હોય તો directly there are some debugging tools are available. Say this one li branch dot text and value શું છે તો તરત જ નીચે દેખાય છે computer engineering છે. So here I can debug. એટલે whenever you are working with the giant projects, at that time if some error occurs and you want to debug exactly what error occurs and what exactly the intermediate value of that particular thing. So this is the immediate window, is a window by which you can check all these intermediate things. So value is equal to CE and li branch dot selected is equal to true. So these are the intermediate value right now. And F10, if it is selected true, yes, તો અહીંયા જાય છે, બરોબર છે, અને રેડ કલરમાં પ્રોડ્યુસ થશે F10, else માં નથી જતું. ફરીથી for each item. Now second item if false થાય છે, third item false, fifth, sixth and last item that is again selected, and now it's end of for each loop and you are getting this one. It is checked and it is not checked. Is it clear? Yes. Is it clear? So તમારે શું કરવું પડશે, where exactly practically it is going to be used, that In a database, you are having multiple branches or multiple hobbies, and you want to show the same hobbies and branches in the form of checkbox list. At that time, generally in the form of drop-down list, sorry, in the form of checkbox list is going to be used. This is one way to display. Another way is direction must be there. Yeah, repeat direction. It is repeating vertically, but I want to repeat the same thing horizontally. Horizontally, I will just say. એમાં બી મારે કરવું છે રિપીટ કોલમ્સ કેટલી કોલમ કરવી છે આઈ વોન્ટ ઓનલી સે 3 કોલમ્સ તો 3 કોલમ થઈ જશે પછી ફરીથી નીચે રિપીટ થશે સો according to your choice then just select this one browser so it is now rendering the same thing in the form of horizontal and repeat column 3 રાખેલી છે 1 2 3 and then break 1 2 3 so according to your design you can either vertically or horizontally show this one again પછી cell padding છે cell spacing છે બરોબર છે એ બધું ખાસ જોઈ લેજો and again whenever we are going to go for database connectivity ત્યારે ફરીથી આ બધા list control આવશે whenever we will go for database at that time all controls is going to be there ત્યારે એક control સાથે આપણે connectivity કરશું ત્યારે automatically બધા control સાથે આવી જશે so this is checkbox list now again let me move towards the radio button list tools and then we do have radio button list for radio button list branch just copy and paste the branch all these branches copy and paste over here okay so instead of checkbox it's a radio button it allows only one selection from the multiple selections and from the show items અહીંયા simple checkbox list છે ની બદલે શું કરી નાખું છું radio button list પછી બીજું કાંઈ ચેન્જ નથી કરવું nothing to change now just run this one બરોબર છે now selecting the civil engineering તો જો એક જ સિલેક્ટ થઈને આવશે મલ્ટિપલ તો સિલેક્ટ હિયર ગ્રુપ કે એવું કાંઈ આપવાની જરૂર નથી બીકોઝ ઇટ સેલ્ફ ઇઝ અ ગ્રુપ ઇટ ઇઝ અ સિંગલ ગ્રુપ સો કોડમાં બી કાંઈ ચેન્જ નથી કરતો the same code is working with the list control જે list control આપણે શીખ્યા આ જ કાર્બન કોપી કોડ છે બીજું કાંઈ છે જ નહીં so is it clear if you want to go for checkbox list or radio button list you can go same my direction bhi hase let's check for and horizontal repeat columns है 2 2 column માં આવી is it clear now width height data members ને બધી વસ્તુ છે but right now there is no need to learn all these things and now the similar control is toolbox that is bulleted list branch go for source and copy and paste this one. So in the form of bullets ordered list and unordered list of HTML control is going to be generated એટલે ઘણી વાર તમારે એવું થતું હોય કે you need to just તમારે પ્રોફાઇલ વ્યૂ કરાવડાવી છે in that form તમારે સિમ્પલ કોઈ કંટ્રોલ નથી આપવો બટ આઈધર ઓર્ડર લિસ્ટ ઓર અનઓર્ડર લિસ્ટમાં તમારે ડેટા ડિસ્પ્લે કરવો છે એટ ટાઈમ યુ કેન ગો ફોર this list control so these are the different list controls again list control क्या છે drop down list એનો આપણે પ્રિફિક્સ રાખશું ddl list box માં શું રાખશું list box then checkbox list then radio button list and then bulleted list is it clear અત્યારે આપણે it's a very little study but whenever you are going to work or practically with your projects at that time આ બધાનો use આવશે the list control so according to me the list controls are the controls very useful practical point of view તમારું એક ફોર્મ હશે even custom form હશે ત્યારે customization whenever you are going to go for customization of for your client at that time भरपूर उपयोग થશે. But again, it will be merged with the database connectivity. So now move toward the next controls, and that is validation.